here.
I know. Just water on your lap.
I know.
I'll hold the platter.
Totally.
I'm having some friends over today for a girls-only day of indulgence. In other words, a day of sheer pampering that starts with food. First, my roasted tomatoes with garlic, gorgonzola, and herbs. Bite-sized pops of flavor, and you can't just eat one. Then, chocolate rice pudding. Thick, rich, and irresistible. And to wash it all down, my sweet basil smoothies. Really healthy and so satisfying. They taste like dessert. A spa day in my own backyard.
This is the best day. Oh, Giada's out.
Adios.
See ya. Before you leave, let me know. We'll let our thumbs out.
Okay. I'm so excited for the relaxing afternoon I have planned. It's going to be really fun. But first, got to get down to business. I got to make dessert first. And because I'm such a big fan of dessert, this is sort of the indulgence of the whole menu today. It's really going to be yummy. So, we're going to do 2/3 of a cup of arborio rice. Now, arborio rice is basically risotto rice, right? The same kind of thing. We're going to start with that first, get that into the pan, and get it cooking. And instead of using water, I am using milk to really create that nice creaminess and that nice, like, comfort food feel. So 5 cups of whole milk right in there. And the whole idea here is that I know it's a spa day, and I know that most of the time, you know, when you think of spa food, you think of really light food, which, by the way, the rest of the dishes today are pretty light. But when it comes to dessert, I'm sorry, spa or no spa, I'm going all out. And I know my girlfriends will love this. All right, so now, for the flavoring, a little orange for some citrus, and some vanilla bean. Now, I just love the vanilla bean. It adds kind of like a full body flavor and sweetness. But first, I'm gonna sweeten it with good old sugar. So 3/4 of a cup of sugar, right in there. And this is what I do with vanilla bean. I take the vanilla bean, and see how long it is and beautiful? I take a knife and I just cut it all the way down in half. And there's all these great little specks of vanilla inside the center. So basically, I just split it open and I put it in the rice and the milk, just like that. And then little by little, as it cooks and simmers, all those little specks will come out and flavor the rice, and the rice will sort of swell up with all of that in it. So we got that. Now, for a little citrus, orange, just like that. And the orangeness is the citrus that brings out all the flavors. You know, it's funny because I didn't grow up eating rice pudding, but my mom did end up making a little bit of rice pudding after I was in high school, because we had so much arborio rice, and you can't eat risotto every night for dinner. So she had to find other ways to basically use it, and this is how she would make it. But I love chocolate, so I started adding chocolate to it. There we go. Nice citrus flavor, kind of enhances everything. And give it a little stir. And you want to make sure that you stir this from time to time, so don't neglect it. Come and kind of give it some love and stir it from time to time, because you want the arborio rice to release the starches like it would in a regular risotto. And you don't want the sugar or anything to kind of get settled on the bottom and burn. So just give it a nice stir, and it's going to take 35 minutes to cook. And basically I'm going to bring it to a boil and then lower the heat and let it simmer for 35 minutes. It's creamy. I did that vanilla bean and the orange. So, needs a couple more things. Take the vanilla bean out. And there it is. I'm done with it. It's flavored everything. I'll just dump it in the trash. And that's it. Next, we're going to go for some cocoa powder. Now, The thing with the cocoa powder is it adds a nice, rich flavor, but also it adds nice color too. An unsweetened cocoa powder, because now at this point, it's sweet enough. And then, good old chocolate chips. I've always got chocolate chips, whether it's in the pantry, in the freezer, or in the fridge, I always have them. We're gonna add 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips right in there. Makes it nice and yummy. And I love it, because anytime I cook with chocolate chips, I get to have some. Give this a quick little stir, because I want it to melt in there. All that chocolatey goodness. And as that melts, one more thing, because my girlfriends and I need a little kick. So we're gonna add a little bit of orange liqueur. There's orange in here, so I figured it'd be nice to have a little orange liqueur in it as well. There we go, 1½ tablespoons or so. And give it a nice, slow stir. Now, just like with risotto, this gets nice and thick. I can smell the orange liqueur in there. It smells sweet but clean, you know? And it's funny because that's what citrus does. Even the liqueur, it kind of cuts through any of the heaviness you might think of when you think of rice pudding. Okay, so now you see it's all done. We're going to turn everything off. We'll grab my tray. And I need a little ladle. I'll grab it and basically just ladle the rice pudding right into these little ramekins. And you don't need too much. I mean, you know, it's rich, so a little bit goes a long way. There we go. But it's just so silky and so yummy. It's absolute perfection all in one bowl. And I love it. All right, so I'm going to pop these in the fridge, let them cool and set. And up next, I'm going to make my yummy and sweet roasted tomatoes with garlic, gorgonzola, and herbs. They're perfect for a day of indulgence. Healthy, bite-sized bursts of flavor.